If you've seen people flying business class, staying in luxury hotels, or taking these dream family vacations for free and thought that could never be me, I'm here to change that because we've done it. Today, I'm going to show you how exactly points and miles can unlock free travel for you, even with a family. And I've got a free beginner's guide waiting for you at the end. So, what exactly are points and miles? Points and miles are things that you earn from credit cards, either from a welcome bonus or from ongoing spending. Points and miles are kind of used interchangeably. Points tend to be from a bank that you can use for lots of different things, and miles tend to be more with an airline. So you can earn airline points when you fly and you pay cash for that flight. They'll give you miles, and then they add up, and then you can redeem those for free flights. The same thing, same principle applies. You open a credit card, it has a welcome offer, you meet the minimum spend over a certain amount of time, and they give you that chunk of points, and then you are free to use them on flights, hotels, upgrades, etc. Ongoing spending is another way that you can earn points. It's not about debt. We are talking about only spending what you spend every single month. I recommend taking out your budget, looking at what you spend every single month on groceries, dance tuition, soccer shin guards, on vet bills, anything that you can actually put on a credit card. And you add it all up. How much is that? And then you're not going to want to do a minimum spend on a credit card that's more than that. So let's say your expenses are $5,000 a month. You're not going to want to do a credit card that's more than $15,000 over 3 months. If it's $2,000 a month, then you're going to want to look for a card that's like $6,000 over 3 months. So you're just putting your monthly expenses on there. You're going to get that welcome bonus, and then you're going to figure out what the best thing is to do to make your travel dreams come true. And it's not about debt. It's not about spreadsheets. It's not about becoming obsessed. It's just about using your money in a smart way. So this works for families, even with kids. And here's some examples of how we've done it. My favorite redemption is we flew our family to the Kempton Sea Fire in the Cayman Islands, all four of us from the West Coast all the way down to the Caribbean. And our flights were covered. We only paid taxes and fees, and the hotel was covered. Our trip would have cost us over $15,000 if we would have paid cash. Instead, we only paid for food and our activities. And it was amazing and luxurious. And it was so wonderful to stay in a five-star hotel and knew that I hadn't paid anything for it. We've gone to New York 3 times. We've gone to Maui 3 times. We've done tons of other trips. In fact, over the last 3 years, at the time of this recording, we've redeemed over $85,000 worth of free travel using points and miles. We don't pay anything out of pocket except for what we have to. So, like when you book a flight, you have to pay the taxes and fees in cash. Usually that's somewhere between $5 and a couple hundred, depending on where you're flying. When we flew business class from JF in New York to Milan, it did cost us a couple $100 in taxes and fees. When I book from our home airport in Portland to X, I usually pay $11. Southwest, $5.60. It kind of depends on the airline, how much those taxes and fees are, but it's definitely going to be less than paying cash for the flight. We've also earned the Southwest Companion Pass, which means that for a whole year, I could fly one person for free when I would book a ticket, even on miles. So my husband's been my companion, and we've done quite a few trips where we haven't had to pay anything for his. We stay a lot at Hyatt hotels because they're a great redemption. They're great for families. They have some super fun resorts, and you should check out my videos on my favorite Hyatt hotels. I think a lot of people will say I'm not opening 20 credit cards, and I've opened a lot. My husband has opened a lot of cards, but that's not where you start. You start with one good card with a great welcome offer. And right now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is still the queen of the best travel cards. And there's a few reasons for that. One of them is that Chase points are super valuable because they transfer to Hyatt hotels and IHG hotels. They transfer to United Airlines, to Southwest Airlines. So you can do a lot with the points that you earn. The other thing that's great about the Chase Sapphire Preferred is it has pretty good spending bonuses on it. You get 3x on dining out, maximize the points that you're earning. And also, it comes with travel insurance. As a travel designer, I will always recommend that you get travel insurance because you never know what happens, and travel is precious, and you don't want to lose the money you put into it. So, travel insurance is a must always. The cool thing about the Chase Sapphire Preferred is that even if you pay for a part of your trip for $5.60 in taxes, or even just a portion of one night of your stay, the travel insurance will cover your whole entire trip. And that could save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year if you do travel. I will say, as a caveat, something to think about is if you do a really big specialized trip like a safari or a tour through Europe, to really look at their travel insurance as well. And sometimes it's worth the money to spend on their travel insurance just to get those extra benefits. But that's always something to look and talk to your travel advisor to figure that out. So here's some things that most people get wrong. They put all their debt spending on a debit card. I don't even know where my debit card is. We haven't used one in 4 years because everything we can, we put on our credit card. There are things like your mortgage and that you can't do that for, so they of course come straight out of our checking account. Or you're using the wrong credit card. You're using a card that gets 1 point for 1 mile, and it's taken you 10 years to earn that free flight on your favorite airline. Also, people redeem points for gift cards or for bad value redemptions. There are times when it makes sense for your family to cash out your points or to buy gift cards, and I get that. And I'm okay with that. It happens. But to get the most value out of your points, it's not going to be to do that. It's going to be to transfer them because they're only going to give you 1 cent per point. 1 cent per point if you cash it out. But I've gotten redemptions where I'm getting 10 or 11, usually 5 or 6 cents per point, and I'm able to get so much more value. Otherwise, also people think it's too complicated to even try. You don't have to put your hands in every single program. You can pick one and you can do it well, and you can get some really good value and begin traveling with your family. So, my recommendation is that you need a good starter plan. You need somebody who can help you, who can walk you through it. That's why I created my free Points and Miles beginner's guide. It's got my favorite cards, redemption tips, what to avoid. So if you want to get started traveling smarter, just DM me the word free on Instagram at the.singing.suitcase, and I'll send that free starter guide to you. I also do coaching and regular workshops, and check out my other videos on great ways to do redemptions. All right, bye.